Hi y'all, I just thought I'd stop by to say hello. And I got a Happy Mail today. Well, it was something I ordered because I was at Stacy Evans has a auction every Sunday night, and so I was at her auction and I ordered some fabric. But when I got my order, when I got it today, it came in the mail, and I thought, well, that's an awful big box for a piece of fabric. And well, it seems like oh gosh, now I forgot her name. Another one of the shoppers there bought and had it sent to me these books that you can get with you can get these books with samples of upholstery fabrics and stuff. Well, there was 2 of them books in that box, and it said bought by this person but send to Lizzie, and so they got sent to me. Well, Papa took them apart for me because he's the book taker aparter, and it's got so many of these here different upholstery fabrics, and I love this one here. This is very beautiful, and I love them all, actually. They're all beautiful. But then, yesterday, my son was over, my son and my daughter-in-law and my Aria, and they had a bunch of clothes that Aria had grown out of, and I was helping them to get them packaged up to send to Ella Grace, which is, she's the hand-me-downer, and so she gets all the hand-me-downs. But there was one pair of these purple blue jeans in there. I said, I love them blue jeans. Can I have that pair of blue jeans? Because they's purple. And she said, of course you can. So I've already got them cut to pieces. But this is one of the little pockets on the back. It says American Girl right there. And so I blanket stitched it. And as you can see, my blanket stitch isn't very straight. But see, we're not looking for perfection in our art. Our art is art when we put our own touch in it, and it may not be perfection. So, but I've got the whole pocket, like the pants part of it and the pocket, so it's actually got like 2 pockets. So, and then I've got, well, this is a bow that I had made out of some raggedy fabric, and I love how that is pretty, you know, when you use that shabby fabric to make a little tie ribbon. It looks so pretty. So that, I believe, is going to live right there. And then I have flowers, and they are also like shabby. You know, I just love the shabbiness of these flowers. And I think what's going to happen is these flowers, I want to make a bouquet of flowers like this way somehow. I'm not sure exactly how many I should have on there, but it's going to be a bouquet of flowers. But anyway, first though, I want to make the stems, and so I want to make stems coming out of the flowers. So I'm going to start my stitching inside the pocket there on that back of the actual fabric and of the jeans, you know. And then I'm going to, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to make the chain. And if you remember the chain, I always have to look back and see, but see it I poked the needle through, and then I went underneath and poked it through again, but left that little loop of floss, and come under that loop. So now I'll go again, and I will put my needle back into that loop, come out about a ½ inch up there, well, however long you want your chain, pull that up, but you have your thread around where your needle comes up, see? And then that creates that chain. Now I know I've showed this before, but if you're anything like me, it's like I always have to go back to the instructions and look when it comes to something like this. So there it comes out. So now I'm going to go back into the loop and come out a ½ an inch ahead or so. And then again, keeping it inside the loop, and then that thread, and then you don't want to pull it real tight because you want to see that loop. And why in the world am I getting all them notifications? Okay, now, so I'm going to just continue and go up a ways, and you can make these loops as large or as small as you want to, but just don't pull them real tight because then you lose the shape of the loop. You don't want to lose shape, although any shape is a good shape. I'm a round shape, ain't nothing wrong with that. See there how that is looking now, like a chain. See? And I think just one more loop for that chain, and now I got it as long as I want. So I'm just going to put, now see that this came out from under that thread, that's the loop, and now I'll go over the top of it and pull it, and then that tacks that last chain down right there, and then I'll go back here and I'll make a little knot to hold that in so I can then cut it off. And when you are lucky enough to get one of these kind of a books that have these samples in it, they come usually with this paper all the way around it, and it's adhered to the fabric. Some people pull that paper off. I don't pull that paper off because it's not going to show anyway, and I leave it on there because where are my scissors? Okay, here they are. And I leave it on there because it gives your piece some stability. See, when I was sewing on this all the way around, you can see where it's stitched some right into the fabric, but some right through the paper. But the paper keeps it stable a little bit there. And so now I'm going to make another little stem, and then I want to change my color of green because I've got 3 colors of green right there. So I'm going to make another stem with this color. Now I'm leaving the pocket open right now. See, this is just starting inside the pocket, you know, so that you don't actually see the beginning. And I don't know why I'm doing that because I don't know. I'm going to do something with that pocket, but I don't know yet what. And see, that's the fun thing about any kind of slow stitching or textile art. And I'm going to call this textile art because that's what it is. It's textile art. And you might want to use your sewing machine in your textile art some too. And then some people might say that's cheating when it comes to slow stitching. Well, we don't want to be cheating, of course, and so we're just going to call it textile art. That way anything goes. And I have, if you saw my slashing, do I have one in here? No, they're on the dining room table. My slashing, I do use the sewing machine, although I do want to do one that is all hand stitched. I want to see how it looks. And see, another question is I get often is, well, what are you going to do with that when you're finished? Well, there's really does not have to be an answer to that, because you do not have to have a plan of what you are going to do with it when you're finished. You do not have to have a plan. You just work until you don't want to work anymore. And if I don't finish this one right here, I can start on another. I do not have to finish one before I start on another. And I was looking on Pinterest this morning too, and I saw where some textile artists, we're going to call them, what's what we're going to call us, have made a lot of small pieces, small items, just take a very small piece of fabric, maybe of a denim, and I like the backing to be a little bit sturdy. Doesn't have to be though, but that's just what I like right now. And I've seen where some people have made just gobs of little square art projects, just little rectangles, squares, and then they have just sewed them all together and made a tote bag. Now what I was thinking is, you can buy those very inexpensive tote bags that are made out of just like a canvas or something. You can get those, well, you can make them actually, but if you're lazy like me, you can buy them at the thrifts, at the craft stores, Michael's and Joann's and stuff. They have those. And so if you have just if you have that bag, and they got different sizes, some's got gussets, some do not, you can buy one of those bags, and then each one of those little pieces that you make, start stitching them to the bag till the whole bag is covered. And do you know what a beautiful tote bag you have in the end? I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to make a tote bag and then add my little pieces to it, or if I might purchase one. I might go ahead and go online and look to see how much they cost, because I don't think they're much. And you can probably even get them at Amazon. I don't think that they're much. And they come in different sizes. And I think making a little tote bag like that would be amazing. I think that would be so pretty. And it would be a place to put all your little pieces. I just looked. Yeah, there we go. I split that thread. I don't want it split. You can take all your little pieces, and then you can attach them to the tote bag until the tote bag is completely covered. And then even on the handles, you can add slow stitching to the handles, and you will have an amazing beautiful bag. Now I went on to Etsy, and it wasn't Etsy. I saw it was an Etsy sale, but it was still on Pinterest, where somebody had made a tote bag like that with all the little patchwork on it, and then there was like a beautiful fringe all the way over the top of that, and it was for sale for $350. Well, hopefully somebody buys them from this lady for $350, but for us that we can do it ourselves, look at Pinterest and get ideas there, because when you get those ideas, then you can just take the basic idea and you can run with that. And you can start up your own work of art. Now I'm putting a lot of things in my oopsie, I didn't do that right. That's okay, I'll do it again. There we go. I'm putting things in my pillows, my couch pillows that I'm making my slow journal couch pillows, which I got this one here. I'm starting another one here. This is going to be another one. I'm going to put something on the edge. I don't know yet what, to make it, at least on this edge, I'm going to put something. I don't have pages yet. This is the placemat, and there was more of these placemats, but I have sent them off in orders. I love these placemats because these ones have got like a quilted, they're like quilted, and that is going to make an awesome. This is another one that I'm going to, this is also a placemat, but this is more of a woven, almost like a rug. And I think I'm gonna fold this up like this here, so that this is a pocket, and that's gonna also be yeah, that's gonna be a pillow as well, a journal pillow. And I think it's going to be beautiful. But then I also want to get started, and see, I start things before I finish things. And so, because I might get an idea, and then start all over on another project, put that one off to the side and get another one started. That's why my house is in such clutter, because I got things going. I got a lot of whips. Work in progresses. Well, it's not really work because it's really play. And sorry about the notifications, but that's important people speaking to me. So there, I got that stem. And so, and this, my son is sending more pictures. I get a lot of pictures from my son in Arizona. Okay. He got him a new toy. He got him a tiller to go on the back of his tractor. So he's proud of that thing, and he's been, yeah, that's what his stimulus got for him, was a tiller. He'd been wanting a tiller. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this one. I want to get maybe a couple more stems right up here. And so, was I saying anything important? See, I can be saying it's something important, then I get a notification and my eyes go flopping up to my computer screen to see if it's anybody important, make sure there's no blood involved. If there's no blood involved, I just ignore the notification. But, you know what I did? I bought this thing from the thrift shop, and I thought it would work. Well, and these are pretty cool things right here. And I had it at thrift shop for $3. And I bought it thinking I could still use it, but it's missing a knob, and without, has to have 4 knobs, not 3. I thought it would work with 3 knobs, but it just isn't going to hold straight. But wish I could find another knob to go on here. Maybe I could put a pair of vice grips on. That's what I'll do, vice grips. Okay, there we go. See how my mind goes back and forth and in and out and round and round? But now I'm gonna, what did I say I was gonna do? I was gonna make another stem, but with a different color green. And so see how the greens, different greens. If you use different greens, if you have them, if you have different greens, just use them. And then cross them over. See, just kind of let them overlap. And just let them overlap. You know, I was just getting messages from my friend in Arkansas, and oh my goodness, the weather that they're having there. And then my granddaughter in Alabama, and they're having weather there. I mean, we all have weather, but sometimes Mother Nature, she gets a little irritated more in some areas than others. And so that's God's wife, you know. God gets on her nerves, and she gets a little PMS, and yeah. So I hope if any of you are in the area that is having this bad weather, that you're safe from the tornadoes. The tornadoes are very scary. Now I always say just be sure and wear your ruby slippers. When there's tornado warning, go put on your ruby slippers. And then that way, if you do end up in the land of Oz, then you put on you have your ruby slippers on already, and you just click your heels together and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. And keep repeating that, and you'll be fine. Okay, yeah. Our weather down here is good. I feel guilty when we have good weather and other people are struggling. So my prayers go out for all of you who are in the path of Mother Nature's wrath, because I know she can get a little cranky. I don't have PMS anymore, but I know I used to get cranky. So, and Mother Nature's the same way. But anyhow, let me see, was there anything else that I had of importance? Oh, I don't know, I get on here when I don't have anything important. But, yes, if we call this textile art, then nobody can tell us we're doing things wrong. Because as long as we're using fabric and thread, any kind of fabric, any kind of thread, we're doing it right. We're doing it absolutely right. So, I've had a couple of folks, you know, that, oh, too, I've been really doing some research on slow stitching. And what I find as the original slow stitching was actually designed for people, designed by therapists for people that are, you know, having depression, anxiety, or things like this. And the slow stitching was not this even complicated. It was just one piece of fabric and going back and forth with a running stitch. Just keep going back and forth with a running stitch, like the boro stitching or the cantha stitching. It's all of it is the same. The running stitch, the boro stitch, the cantha stitch, it's all the same. Now that I have really researched it a lot, but I'm, you know, trying to find. There are some people that say they invented it or something. It's, you know, it's designed by Jane Doe, you know, or something. But I just keep reading different places and going different places to read. And this is what I found out was, and this started decades ago. They didn't call it, did they call it? Now I don't remember if they called it slow stitching. I think they did call it slow stitching. And it was very, very, very therapeutic for the patients that they were working with. Because just like right now, I'm talking to you and I'm stitching. I'm talking to you and I'm stitching and I'm getting things put together here. And it feels good. I feel good. I feel very good. And that's what it is supposed to be about. And I was reading on one of the little Facebook pages I go to that has stuff about slow stitching, and one lady was saying about she rips it out. She gets so far and then she realizes it's not what she wants, so she rips it out. And I think, oh well, I would say just keep going. Don't rip it out. But I guess everybody has their own ideas. And so, and then there was something I read. It was a little meme, and it was, I can't remember that either, but it was basically the meme said something about you know, my finished project is here, and it's all slow stitch, which is meant to be calming and whatever, relaxing and whatever. And I won't even tell you all the cuss words I used while I was doing it. So, well, if you're doing cuss words while you're doing it, then you're doing something wrong, because you shouldn't have cuss words. The cuss words shouldn't be there. And so, now look at this. See, now if I put these flowers up here, And I could put these on with buttons. In fact, I think that's what I'll do, is I'll get my buttons and wait a minute, I'm gonna go get my buttons out the other room. Be right back. Okay, I went and got my buttons. So I want to, let me just pull out a little handful here. Ooh. I just love putting buttons in the middle of these flowers. I just think that they're perfect, beautiful. And so, and really on these buttons,
Let me check the mailbox again.
okay, they said it should be delivered before 9 o'clock tonight. Look at these, how pretty. I like the buttons with the stems on them. With the, look at that. I think I like that. No, I gotta move this one. I think I gotta move that one. And I'll put this purple one in there. And match that good. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did do. That's what's gonna be there. That's gonna be it. Okay. Dump these back in my box. Dump these back in my box. Boy, it's been a little bit, I don't know if it's maybe a little allergies or something, I don't know. Not complaining though, just my eyes itch. Probably some kind of an allergy. I've never had allergies, but I am getting a bit older. Okay, see, so there, having those buttons right there, I think will make a beautiful, and then you don't have to even stitch the buttons on, the flowers on. You don't have to stitch those on. You absolutely just put the button, put your thread through from the back into the middle of the flower, and then put that thread through that shank, and then back through the hole in the flower, and pull that. Well, I pulled it right off the needle. That's okay, it's easy to thread again. And then I'm just going to tie that in a knot, and I don't have to go through the button but once. But then I want to tie it tightly so it pulls it down into the flower. Okay, now I'll go with the next one. So I'll put my thread back into the needle. I'm using all 4 of the strands of embroidery floss because I want that to be strong to tie the, and for the stems that I made too, I used all 4 strands because I want it to be heavy. I want it to be like heavy. So then this one will go here. So, and you can make them lighter, of course, if you want to just use part of your strand, or if you've got a different type of thread that you're using, because any kind of thread will work. You don't have to be all that particular and stuff as to what kind of thread that you're using in your, I mean, you can use yarn even on this stuff, on this embroidery, not embroidery, upholstery fabric. You can very well use even yarn on it because the weave is so big in it that you have plenty of space. You have plenty of that, a fat needle and the yarn goes through it just fine. So you can use probably not a real heavy bulky yarn, but a sport yarn, baby yarn, you know, fingering yarn, any lightweight yarn will go through it just fine. And then your stems would be a little bit more, your stems would be just a little more you know, thicker. of a heavier weight. So here is going to get this purple one. Oops, let me put the thread through first. The thread through. Whoops, I didn't put a knot on the end. That's not good thing. That's not good thing right there. I have to put a knot on the end. And so then I'll put, I got the knot in, and then I pulled it off the needle again. Yeah, don't let it get to you though. It's just, I have a, my needle is kind of a big needle with a big, I don't really know the names of all the needles, although I have books that tell me about the different needles, but it's still hard for me to know what is what. So, but this is just a big needle. And I did order some needles from Amazon that were called they're made for, what are they made for? Gosh. They're called, well, they're made for slow stitching with them big long switch stitches. Okay, yeah, that's what they're, what in the world is that word? But anyway, I'm sorry, I can't think of words sometimes. Now this one here will go here, and that'll be fine. Was that, no. I was going to almost overthink that, and I'm not going to overthink nothing. What in the world is that word? Okay, my words aren't coming to me. But anyway, that's okay. I don't need words. Some are big needles and some are little. Some have big holes and some have little holes. Some are real sharp on the points and some aren't very sharp on the points. So this is kind of a fat needle. It's a short fat needle with a big hole and a sharp point. Yeah. Okay, borrow stitching. And there's another word for borrow stitching. What do we call it? We don't know. You know. I don't know. Not right this minute, I don't know. I'll know it in the middle of the night and I'll scream it out to you, but I don't think you'll hear it. I'll just wake up the hubster, poor guy. He actually said he was going to go take a nap today. He never takes naps. Bless his little heart. But he was supposed to get something delivered today from Amazon. And it still says it'll be here before 9 o'clock, but I don't know. Okay, now I want to show you. Now see, I've got the stems. Now if you remember the other day, oh, I want to, oh, where did I put my bow? Oh, here's my bow. No mail still?
I think I'm just going to call bullshit on the delivery for today.
You're going to call what?
BS.
BS. Oh, on the delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
And still, remember the other day you got a delivery at 8:30 something.
That's true.
So you never know.
I'll go back out and look.
Okay.
Before I go to bed.
Yeah, try not to give it to you too much stress, you know. Okay, let's see. Now I wanna, let me look in my Cordula package here. There's a bunch of pretty things Cordula sent me. Oh, maybe, let me look at a couple things here. A couple purple things. This, oh, this one she made with a paper clip. Isn't that something that can just, and this is a paper clip. Okay, so those have to go in my books. So do I want to just do this? So I do want to have something behind it. Or maybe this. Yeah, that. Okay, it's going to go like this. Do I want it right in the middle? Or do I want it on the edge? And then put a paper clip. You know what? I think I do want it on the edge. I think I do want it that way. And then, okay, now I have green thread on here, and I won't worry about that green thread. That'll be fine. And again, I'm not going to worry about stitching this all the way around. Cordula already put a running stitch all the way around the heart and put a running stitch to attach that little flower. So I'm going to put this bow. That reminds me, I told her I was going to tie her some bows. Let me see if I can. Now I want this to be, and that's going to just go around the pocket. Now what I'm thinking about this is going to go on a page inside one of my pillow books, my pillow journals. But I think what I want to do is use this pocket to hold a little journal, like just an actual writing journal. I may do that, and that would be fun if I made the journal even the shape of a pocket. There, so now I have the bow and the heart is on there just fine. And then if I put this heart right on there, and that is attached with that paper clip, and that is pretty. That is really pretty. I probably should have had one of these up here, but I could still add one up there. I still could, couldn't I? I don't know. What do you think, Cordula? And then put another button right there? What do you think? Let me see. I wonder. I think so. Because actually a bouquet of flowers, I like to do either 3 or 5, and this it was only 4, so putting an extra one in there makes the off number. I like the odd number. So yeah, this is going to have, and put that purple flower, and then that brings those purple flowers to even more beauty. I mean the purple hearts. We all love purple hearts. They are very meaningful, as anybody that is a veteran knows. Okay, now that is looking beautiful. Now I want to show you this. Today in the mail, I'm telling you, I am the happiest person when I get this happy mail. I'm telling you, Yolanda, who has sent me so many beautiful things already. Well, today she sent me some fabric. She had sent me the pillow. You might remember seeing the pillow that had the cows on it. And on one side of the pillow, you know, usually I can go all around an art project and I can say, oh, this is this, and this is this, and I know what this is, and this is this, and I know what this is, and I know it. See, I act like I know everything. Then she had this kind of yarn was in there, and I looked at that and I said, I don't know what that is. I have never seen that before in my life. And so today in the mail, and here it says Ironstone Yarns Celebration, made in Italy. The color is Laurel, 212 yards per 4-ounce hank. And this is just beautiful. Can you? Well, I'm going to not try and even find. Oh, I do have the end. Look at that. But look at this. Can you see that? How that it is made? I've never seen yarn made like this. Never. But when she put it on the pillow, it looked like, because she had it on a farm scene, it looked like hay in the field. So now I'm wondering if I were to use, gosh, I love the feel of this ball. I just want to hug it. And so I'm wondering if I were to take a bit of this. Now see, because I did not put leaves down here, I only put stems. So now I'm wondering if I were to tuck this. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, I don't even have to think twice about this. This here floss is almost the same color. So I'm going to take this floss. This video is starting to be long, so y'all can quit watching whenever you want to, but this an hour is usually my limit for sitting, and so I haven't done an hour yet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this yarn on this needle. I'm telling you, I love doing this, and I love doing it with no plan at all. And so now what I did here was I just took and I wrapped 1, 2, 3. I think that's enough right there, and then when you pinch it off at the end, that looks like a leaf. So I'm going to put that, and I'm going to tuck it right in there. I'm going to tuck it in there, and then I'm going to go from the back, and I'm going to just kind of couch just the bottom edge of that leaf onto the fabric. Just couch it. So, and when you're couching, you're just going around. You're just going around the piece you want held on. So I'm just going to do a couple of stitches on there. Okay, and pull that on there. And then I got that one leaf on there already. And see, I can tuck it out under that flower. Now I'm going to go again. Now 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to make that another leaf. And I'll put that one to go this direction. Tuck it a little bit under the heart. Tuck it under the leaf, under the flower. And then just hold it on there with my thumb and my finger, and then I got my needle again, and I'm going to pull that needle up through at the bottom of that leaf where I had it pinched together, and I'm going to do the couch. Just holding it, just putting it, just wrapping that embroidery floss around that beautiful, beautiful lacy yarn. It's just beautiful. I'm going to love having this, and I'm going to be using it in a lot of different applications on my slow stitching. It's so beautiful. Okay, so there I have that leaf on there, and that one, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and tie a little knot there just to secure that a little bit, but I'm not going to cut it. There we go. I've got 2 leaves. Now I've still got more of my, so I'm going to go around again, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to bring that right on over here and go further. I'm going to put this one down closer to the bottom here, okay, closer to the pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to couch that on with like just 2 stitches. Just that's all I need to hold that on. My thread all wrapped around creation here. There we go. There we go. And another, wait a minute here, what did I, okay, there we go. This is beautiful. Yolanda, I thank you so much for this skein of yarn. This is beautiful. And like I say, I have never, ever seen this before. I've never seen anybody use it. I've never seen it. And maybe it came from Italy. Maybe it's an Italian kind of something that they use over there. And it could be old, you know, vintage. Well, you know what? I've decided nothing nothing under 1948, nothing newer than 1948 is vintage. If it's newer than 1948, it's not vintage. Because I was born in 1948 and I'm not yet vintage. So that's why I decided it has to be older than 1948 to be vintage. 1947, go ahead, let that be vintage. But 1948, no, no vintage. Okay, now, see, look how pretty those leaves look in there. Okay, I'll show you a little close up. Now this, 2, 3, this will be the rest of it. And I'm going to put that right here and kind of just squish it down at the bottom. Poke it together, and then I'll go behind and bring the thread up. And this is so fun, just to plan it as you go. Just work on it as you go. Well, there I didn't have a knot in my thread, and it came right through. There we go. Now I'm getting a little knot in my thread. Oh, now my needle come off. It's okay. This is slow stitching. It's meant to be just slow and not get on your nerves or anything like that. I gotta snip that end off so that all 4 of the threads are the same length. There we go. I think. No, we don't. Only 5 threads went through, not 6. So we'll try that one more time here. Or 2 more times. We might even have to try it 3 more times. But we'll get it in there. We will. Okay. We'll get it in there. I just have to be deep in thought there. There we go. That time it worked. Did it work? No, it didn't. Okay, now let me, uh-oh. I'm getting messages from Cordula. She just said their lights went out. So they just lost electricity up there where she is in Arkansas. Them storms are terrible. I try to keep track of people's weather everywhere because I do. I worry about people, and poor Cordula, and she gets so panicky. She just gets so panicky whenever this kind of thing. She worries about her grandchildren out there, and she worries about family, you know, that are not right there where she can keep an eye on them. And so, bless her heart. But yeah, she just said their lights were out. And that's in Arkansas. I need to message my granddaughter. When I finish here, I'm going to message her and see how things are going her way. She's up north of Birmingham in Alabama, so kind of in the same area. Okay, so now I think I've got that stitched in there nice. I love this, the look of this yarn. Okay, now, and this is cool that I had the same color embroidery floss, so you don't even see where I stitched it. Okay, so that's where I am so far. I don't know if I need to have something down here. That might be too much. This might be too much. So I may not need anything here, although I might put like 3 small buttons there. And there got some just threads. But look at that. Look. And do you see how this yarn, look how that looks. That is so beautiful. I love how that looks. Now my pocket is still open. And so I'll be able to put something in that pocket. Maybe I'll put like here's a little note that's from Yolanda. And maybe maybe I'll just want to keep that note in there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just keep notes in the little pockets. So your journal is still a journal. And this is going to go on a page. Because now probably, maybe I'll start working on pages tonight. But see how this will work on a page? I will probably put this in on a page. Now I'm going to be working hopefully tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Hopefully I get my another wave of journals packaged and listed up on my I like to get them put together, put in a package, and the photos made and them listed, so that when I get an order, all I have to do is print out the shipping label and send it off. But my I don't have any more of these ones, but I have more. I still have maybe 6 or 8, I don't know, some of the fabric placemats. And then I got my shipment of muslin. So I'm going to cut, I think, 2 yards of muslin. Instead of cutting the pages to the page size I think they should be, I think I'm just send like 2 yards of muslin with them, and then you're able to tear or cut the muslin to the size you want for your pages. Then there's going to be probably three or four of these different. So I might send a plaid one, I might send one that's got more of a flowery thing or something. So there'll be 4 of those. You will get a I always put in 100 wraps of crochet cotton, of the color blend crochet cotton. I wrap it 100 times around a bobbin. I put that in, and then I put in a skein of embroidery floss, and that is meant for you to be able to stitch your pages to your spine of your journal. And so that gives you your pages, your journal cover, and your and the threads to put it in. And then, like I say, you're going to have 3 or 4 of these that you can add, that you can make your own little things to go onto your pages. Or you might even want to put one. This is just added to this placemat. The ones that I sent already, they don't have anything on the fronts. But then I will also always have a collection of different laces, some 4-inch wide laces that you can use for pockets, or some pieces of, I find linen napkins, linen fabrics, older, used, loved things at the thrift shops that I think is beautiful fabrics, and then I cut them to pieces, in smaller pieces, and I add them to the kits. So when you get a kit, it will be a placemat, 2 yards of 36-inch muslin that you will use for making your pages, but then you will have other pieces. Who knows, I might even put in a piece or 2 of denim that you might want to work on. I never know what the extras are that I'm going to put in, but that's what they're going to. You'll see the pictures. So you'll see the pictures on the Etsy store, and hopefully you'll see them at least by Monday, because I'm trying to get them all put together now. And I can only stand at my workstation just a little while before I've got to go sit back down again. And I got my workstation table out in the living room, and then my ironing board is there so I can iron the fabrics and try to get them packaged nicely, and then I get them listed. But I just wanted to show you this now for today, and just my little project for today. And I think this will look very pretty, and I love the pocket. And I got another pocket because this pair of jeans had 2 pockets, and I love it because it was little girls jeans, so it's a small pocket. And so let me see, let's look at Helen Steiner Rice, Someone Cares. We're going to look at that one. Thank you, Nancy Morales, for this book. Let's see. A sure way to a happy day. Happiness is something we create in our mind. It is not something you search for and seldom find. It's just waking up and beginning the day by counting your blessings and kneeling to pray. It's giving up thoughts that breed discontent and accepting what comes as a gift heaven sent. It's giving up wishes for things we have not and making the best of whatever we've got. It's knowing that life is determined for us and pursuing our tasks without fret, fume, or fuss. For it's by completing what God gives us to do that we find real contentment and happiness too. And isn't that beautiful? That is very beautiful. And here it says get on your knees. Some of us can't get on our knees anymore, but just so you know, you don't have to get on your knees. Now, for me, myself, and I, if I was to get on my knees, I'd be there for the rest of the day because I wouldn't be able to get up. But it's sort of just a play on words or something. Oh, Maria says the sirens are going crazy in her area. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bless her heart. I gotta message her, let her know that I'm thinking about her. Okay, so God bless you all. May He keep you safe and keep you safe, especially if you're up where them storms are, and keep you happy, keep you content. And I will see you at the next video, safe, secure, happy, and smiling. God bless and keep you all. Bye-bye.